An 11-year-old boy, complete failure in school. Naphtali was his name. Overheard his parents discussing him one evening. His father was saying, it seems like his academics are pretty low. He's not interested in school. He's not studying. He's not learning. He's not accomplishing anything. Maybe it's time for him to be an apprentice for a shoemaker. Naphtali heard that, and he barged into the room and he said, "Dad, please give me one more chance." His parents did. Naphtali turned out to be the greatest sage in his time, one of the leaders of the generations, the founder of the yeshivot, the major one in Europe. Naphtali, Rabbi Naphtali Tzvi Berlin, the Natziv, had said this story at one of his celebrations, completing a master book that he wrote. And he said, imagine I would have come up to the world to come after 120 years. They would ask me, Naphtali, what did you do in life? Had I turned out to be a shoemaker, I would pull out a shoe and say, look at the design, quality work. That's what I've done. And they would turn around and say, Naphtali, we were given great talents. It's okay to be a shoemaker. There are great sages that were shoemakers. But you were given a special task and talents and potential to become a leader of the Jewish people, the leader of the yeshivot. Naphtali, what have you done? In this week's parasha, we face two central characters. On the one hand, the great Yaakov Avinu, and on the other hand, the lowly Esav, the murderer. And interestingly enough, Yitzchak, the great father of the Jewish people, our forefather, had favored Esav over Yaakov, over Jacob. And the question is, how could that possibly be? How could the great Yitzchak favor Esav? And the answer is, the Vilna Gaon says an amazing, fascinating concept that we could all learn from. The greater you as a person are, the greater the potential you can achieve in life. That's how great and difficult the challenges in your life are going to be. So we know Esav Harasha could have been so great and such a great leader to mankind because of his difficulties. So if you look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and say, I'm not such a great accomplisher, I have difficulties in life, stop and say, I'm not as terrible as Esav was. I do have difficulties, but that means I could be great. There's a story about the great sage, Rabbi Zusha from Anipoli. And he said, when you go up to the next world, they're not going to ask you, why weren't you like Moses, or like Jacob, or like Yitzchak Avinu? They're going to ask you, why weren't you like yourself? Why weren't you like Zusha? And we should look into ourselves. You should look into yourself. I should look in the mirror and say, I want to maximize my potential. I want to be as great as I can be. And I can do that even though I have challenges, or because I have challenges. Good luck.